Hey guys, it's Kyle down here at Lunicycle. Today I'm going to show you how to route a fresh brake hose through the rear of the Talaria MX3, MX4. If you order a complete brake where it includes the lever and caliper and the hose already connected, I feel like it's easiest to go ahead and mount the lever to the handlebars, mount the caliper to where it's going to end up back on the rear rotor, and then go ahead and disconnect the hose from the lever itself. So you will need to peel back this little cover, use your 8mm to crack this loose. Go ahead and unthread this. And then we're going to start from the back and route this through the bike. I'm going to go ahead and set this hose aside. There is a couple of bolts you need to remove in order to route this the way the factory wants you to route this. Again, there's probably several different ways to route this, but I'm going to show you how it's routed from the factory. So go ahead and grab your 4mm Allen. These are included with all of the bikes, so you should have these. And go ahead and drop the bash guard down a little bit. Then you won't need to. You can get it through this without removing this, but I'm going to remove this just to make it easier to see what I'm doing. This is just another plastic cover. Use 4mm Allen key, and I believe you can actually just kind of fold this down. Alright, so you'll notice on your old hose, which is probably still routed on your bike, that there is one little clip right here which holds this into place. This can be installed very last. You don't need to mess with that right now. So you go ahead and try to put everything up at the front like this. Your hose is going to go through this gap in the swing arm right here. It's going to go just in between the gearbox and the frame. You see this area right here. It's going to then go in front of the gearbox. See this area right here. So you can get it through it without removing this, but I just want to show you. You want this hose routed behind this. You do want it to end up behind the controller, so you can do half of that right now. But then I'm going to show you how to tuck this behind once we're already done. I'm going to go ahead and pull the rest of the slack through. We're going to go ahead and route it just along here in between the little fork legs. And I'm actually going to go ahead and reattach this to the lever right now. And then afterwards I'll remove this bolt and just tuck the hose back where it should be. So we'll go ahead and reattach this to the lever. Go ahead and insert this as far as you can by hand. Start this by hand and then snug it down with that same 8mm. You don't need to go crazy tight. You will feel it just settle in. Just like so. And put the little cover in place. And go ahead and put this little plastic cover back. And go ahead and reinstall both of the bash guard bolts. There's one on either side. They're very easy to access. And you really don't need to put it fully behind the controller. You could just remove this bolt and tuck it behind this plastic. But I'm going to show you how to fully route it properly. And this little plastic horn cover just removes with this little 3mm bolts. Now all you really want to do is make a gap here go ahead and get this behind this little plastic cover, and you just want to get it behind the controller. So if you just pry this down a little bit, you should be able to tuck it back up where it needs to be, and we can then reinstall the two controller bolts. So it's a whole lot easier than trying to route it without removing the controller completely. Alright, now we've installed a new brake hose onto the Talaria MX4. It's the exact same steps for the MX3. And lastly, you don't want to forget to install this little hose guide here. This is what's going to keep it from rubbing against the tire. It's maybe a little hard to film. It is kind of tucked down out of sight. So you go ahead and put this on the hose. Go ahead and close it as much as you can. It's probably easiest to get this bolt in here. And if you feel underneath here, there is a little rib nut on the frame. And you would just tighten this down. Now, chances are you've entered air into the hose, so you will need to do a quick little bleed before you go ride. But this is a very simple way to just route this hose. It takes less than 5 minutes, and you should be back on the road.